Hi, I just want to read to you some more from my book Naked Letters that I have previously read to you. I just first of all want to state that since I started living the way that Jesus tells us to live in the Bible, like not having sex until you're married, and well, that was the main one where I fell out my problem was. And because my life, the world promotes sex, on TV shows, and that it's okay. It is not okay. You end up with unwanted pregnancies. You end up with and then you end up having, if you go through, the decision you have to make. I've actually adopted out because I don't believe in abortion, and my life was a complete mess. The guy's only after sex. They're not, sex is an emotional. It's not just physical; it's emotional, and it just isn't worth it. The pain is not worth it. And since I've had Jesus in my life, I am so much more happier, really happier. But anyway, I'm going to read from my Naked Letters, and it's a testimony of a prayer that Jesus answered. I was raised a Catholic, but walked away from my religion as a teenager. I still believe in God, but I felt I was self-sufficient and didn't need Him. As I got more away from God, the more complicated and messy my life became. But as He states in the Bible, we may leave Him, but He never leaves us. He's only a prayer away. This came true at the age of 27. I was visiting a friend in jail. This friend had spent the most of the last 10 years in jail. He was a rogue, but he had a good heart. He was only in his late 20s, yet he looked much older. Life inside had been hard. I'd visit him every Sunday. One particular Sunday, as we sat in the cold, barren visiting room, he told me next time I saw him not to be surprised if he had a couple of black eyes and broken bones. I told him, "Don't be silly," but with a sad look in his eye, he said, "No, Chris. When people in here say you're in for a hiding, they carry it through. You don't go round in prison telling people that, then not do it. You'd lose face." When visiting time was over, I saw him lining up at the door. I felt such a tremendous sense of helplessness. You could sense the smell of fear in that place. As I drove home, I had never felt so compelled to help another human being, but I knew I couldn't. Then I heard a voice say, "Your only hope is God." I knew in my heart it was true, but I wasn't living in a Christian way and felt God may not listen because of it. But He was my only hope, so that night, when everyone else was asleep in the house, I went into the lounge, lit a candle, and got on my knees. I can remember the first line. It went to the effect of, "God, I know I'm a sinner, but I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for a friend, and He does not know you, and you're His only hope." I cannot recall what else I said, but I got on my hands and knees and sobbed and pleaded with God to stop him from getting beaten up. I begged Him to show him His love and mercy, things that were not common in his life. After about I don't know how long, I felt to look up. As I did, I saw the candle flame rise to an unnatural height. I knew in my heart God had heard my prayer. When I said, "Thank you, God, I thank you, God," the flame went back to its normal size and I jumped around the room in joy. I told no one about it. The next Sunday, when I was waiting in the visiting room in prison, my friend walked through the door looking his usual self, no bruises in sight. I said to him as I hugged him, "Where are all your bruises? I thought you were getting the bash." I will never forget what he said next. "It was really weird," he said. "It was just about to happen when this incredible peace came upon the place and calmed everyone down. Nobody knew it hit them. Everyone was walking around in circles like, wow. And that night, even though I was locked up, I felt free inside." That was years ago now, but I will never forget the day God answered my prayer and walked into Christchurch Men's Prison. P.S. I've tried again with a candle, but has never risen like that again. I just want to tell people out in YouTube world, God is real and Jesus is real. Pray to him. God bless.